Does it have to be NASA? Can it not be some of these, Virgin Galactic or any of these?
It will never be.
You think it has to be NASA?
No, there's a reason for it. It's not because I want it that way.
I mean, no private industry could create this thing.
I don't know. There's a reason for it. It will never happen that way. Because going to Mars has never been, with humans, has never been done before. The costs are unknown. There are unquantified risks, and it's really dangerous.
This is like the exact argument against investing in it, right?
Well, that's my point.
A businessman would hear this and go, no, we're not doing that.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
We're going to make a faster car.
Businesses don't do things. When you put all those four factors together, you cannot attract investors and make a business case for it. But a nation can, and the nation says, we want to do this because, well, in the 60s it was militaristically driven. But I want to do it now without military motives, right?
We need the military motive.
Well, no, we don't need it. We can have economic motives, is my point. It'll also drive the economy.
Not quite as exciting as a military motive, though.
Well, there's the I don't want to die motive, and the I don't want to die poor motive, right? So I'm on the second, the poor part, right?
Yeah.
Now the thing is, I don't want to die poor. Both Democrats and Republicans can really kind of get together on that.
They do agree on that.
Yeah, they would so agree on that. And so
for them, not for the. I mean, I think our political landscape is not. It's I don't want to die poor. Me, the politician. It's not necessarily like I'm not worried about other people dying poor.
Well, sure, but this would lift all boats. That's what NASA does. It's what it did in the 1960s.
And you think just a penny on my
that would
taxes.
Double NASA's budget. Then we can go to Mars.
Why not quadruple? 4 pennies. I mean, go to 8 pennies.
Oh, because I'm okay with 1 penny.
50 cents. I will happily pay. I will happily.
Half your tax.
I'll go all the way up to 50 cents.
That'd be fine. Then we could go to Mars tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, why don't we just do this?
Well, so I'm saying you can go because it's a great adventure, and any geek set wants to do it because of that fact. But I'm not going to require the person on the unemployment line whose house has been foreclosed to do it for those reasons.
But 50 cents is tiny.
It's half the government budget, and plus we're really also in the business of fighting wars, so a whole lot of money goes to that too.
Space laser. That's what we need.
Space. We got that already.
Space laser.
We got that already.
No, but like a militarized.
It's called a directed energy weapon.
Does it exist? Is it on the moon? Do you know? You know, don't you? You can tell us. No one's watching this. Don't worry. Trust me.
Okay, there are things called directed energy weapons, where rather than send a projectile, whose then kinetic energy would destroy a target, you find another way to send energy, because it's all about moving energy from here to there. That's what war is all about. It's not about anything else. I have energy here, and I want to kill somebody or break something. So you take the energy that was here and put it there, and it accomplishes one of those two facts. That's what that is. That is war in it. That's the geek landscape of what war is all about.
And now tell us about the energy weapons.
You still want to know about the energy weapons?
Yes.
Okay. So
no, don't tell me about the energy weapon. I'm happy to move on. Never hearing about the energy weapon.
No. So you get an understanding of the craft that you want to disarm or disable or destroy, and then you beam a laser or some microwave focused energy. It could be a microwave laser. We call those masers, microwave amplification.
Kind of like lazy lasers.
Well, not if you're in the beam. You wouldn't think that of it, right?
So wait, do these exist? We're all be killed after this by the government.
So you aim it to a sensitive part of the satellite.
So they do exist.
You don't have to blow up the satellite. Now you have debris in space that you might run into.
Got to shoot other
when you don't want to. So you just
debris.
disable it, and now it's dead on.
So the weapons exist. Have they been deployed? Or are they in space? Okay, I'm going to take that as a yes. And
no. So here's the thing. Here's what's interesting. I've been very practical in this book. The whole first chapter is called Space Politics, and it got excerpted for Foreign Affairs magazine, and I got interviewed by the business, Forbes, and so there's this crossover. People are beginning to recognize the meaning and value of what that investment represents to our security, to our economy, to all these things that people used to think, oh, space is just for the geek set, and it's just for their entertainment, and it's got nothing to do with us, because we got real problems down here on Earth. And then you say, well, how much are we spending here on Earth? 50 times what we're now spending on NASA. We are spending money on problems here on Earth. So don't go to NASA and say, I need that money to top off my 50 times more money so that I can solve these problems. That's it. No!
Or better yet, have them build better space lasers to solve some of those problems. All right, okay, so I actually want to ask you about some controversial, not that we're not in controversial territory, but So you're largely credited with killing Pluto as a planet.
I was an accessory. I mean,
okay. So, but
I drove the getaway car, but I didn't commit the crime.
Well, so but there's a book written by a guy named Mike Brown. It's
it's a good friend.
Called How I Killed Pluto and Why It Had It Coming.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a beef in the science community about who was responsible for the death of Pluto? I mean,
I got blamed for killing Pluto, but I didn't kill Pluto.
But he took the credit.
Therefore, right. So he not only killed Pluto, he admitted it. So get off my back, right?
You're unhappy with the judge.
You got the gun, the smoking gun, and the person who pulled the trigger. And all I did was drive the getaway car. So in the year 2000, we rebuilt the Hayden Planetarium into a whole facility, and we said, well, we want to future-proof it. What is the trend line? What are the trend lines in scientific research so that when we cut metal, it'll have some shelf life for it without having to redo it every 6 months? We noticed that more icy bodies were being discovered in the outer solar system. Who looked more like Pluto than either Pluto or they look like any other planet? That's an awesome sentence, by the way. I don't know if you follow that sentence?
Me.
Okay. Anytime that happens in science, you say there's a category just waiting to be named. A new bin of identity, just asking for it. And so Pluto and these other icy bodies are part of the Kuiper belt of comets. Kuiper was a guy who predicted that this belt of frozen objects would exist beyond Neptune. Sure enough, there they are.
Of course.
And Pluto was the first among them, and we just grandfathered it in as planet, but it's really puny. It is much smaller than our moon. Half of its volume is
I mean, how
ice.
small? I imagine Pluto as being like, could fit like somewhere on the stage right over there. How small is Pluto?
Okay, I'll tell you. If Neptune.
Don't use Neptune. Go with like a basketball, compared to a basketball.
No. You don't know where I'm going to land.
No, it's true.
So how would you know tell me not to go there?
Well, if it's a reference point, I'm just saying.
Oh, no, okay. So if Neptune were analogized with a Chevy Impala in mass.
Yes,
okay?
Of course.
So now how big is Pluto compared to that? So this Chevy Impala parked at curbside. Pluto would be not like a Mini Cooper. No, it would be a Matchbox car sitting on the curb.
All right, but compared to the moon.
The moon is, I forgot the exact number, it's like 8 times the mass of Pluto. Our moon.
Where can we put Pluto in the world? Can we put it down somewhere?
Pluto would fit between like here and Chicago.
Okay, so it's not really that big.
Didn't I just say that? Why are we? What? Okay.
I didn't consider it.
Wait. By the way, I don't even have size issues with. I mention it, but I don't have size issues. All right. I'll tell you why. You should never invoke size if you're dissing Pluto, because Jupiter is more bigger compared to Earth than Earth is compared to Pluto. So if you're sitting on Earth poking fun at how small Pluto is, the Jupiterians, if they were in charge, would say the solar system has 4 planets and everything else is debris, including Earth and its puny Earthlings crawling on its speck surface.
Do you think there's a movement amongst the Jupiterians that do you feel like we've got pressure from the Jupiterians?
I think we don't stand a chance. Jupiter has a storm. A big red storm, it's called, and it's a spot, and we call it Jupiter's red spot, because in my field, we call it like we see it. Unlike the geologists, or the biologists,
stupid geologists,
or the chemists that go out of their way to make words this long, so you have no idea what they're talking about, all right? With us, it's all one syllable. Big Bang, black hole, red giant, white dwarf. There's a red spot on Jupiter, it's called Jupiter's red spot. There's spots on the sun, we call them sunspots, okay? That's official lexicon. Because the universe is complex enough to lay a smokescreen of vocabulary to distance you from who it is you're trying to communicate all of its grandeur to. So, there's a red spot on Jupiter. It's a storm. It's at least 300 years old. It's a raging storm. The storm is bigger than Earth. Uh-oh, there's a meme there.
The end. Goodbye. Why are we even here? Why do we put on this show?
When are we going to talk tech gadgets?
Well, I'm getting there, man. I'm about to get there. I'm just about to get there. And now you've ruined it. Are you happy? All right, listen. Backstage, we were talking, and I was like, got all these universe questions. Where does the universe end? When are we going to die? Is the sun going to blow up? Whatever. Dr. Tyson was not impressed by my questions. He was like, when are we got to talk about gadgets. Are we going to talk about gadgets in the show?
Is this a gadget show?
Which I was blown away by. And I asked people for questions on Twitter, and they were like, ask them what kind of phone he uses. So we're going to talk gadgets now. Okay. We're going to get deep. And I got news for you. This is my wheelhouse. This is, you got Pluto, you have the universe, I have iPads, okay? Not quite as cool, but pretty cool. All right, so look, what kind of phone do you use?
It's iPhone.
Which generation?
It's the one behind. I don't
the
sleep.
iPhone,
I don't go to.
I think you mean the iPhone 4.
Yes. Now, can I tell you how I first bought an iPhone?
Yes.
Can I tell you that?
I hope you do.
It's all right. Some years ago, back when the year the iPhone first came out.
2007.
Is that what that was? Thank you. So that year I had semi-season tickets to the Yankees. I'm born and raised in the Bronx, so I'm a legitimate Yankee fan. That's just my hometown team. All right, so I'm there. The iPhone had been out for like a month. And
it would have been in July, I think.
I would get him on one of these. We'll find out. So, when you have season tickets, you know the other people in the area, in the sections, right? So I'm there. It's like a Wednesday afternoon game, and a couple comes in, kind of youngish. If I were to sort of stereotype them, I'd say fresh out of college, first internship in New York, summer intern, right? So maybe early 20s. A couple. They come in and sit to my left. She sits, a heterosexual couple. She sits to my left. He sits to her left.
This is important. Okay, go ahead.
Sometimes you only learn that it's important at the end,
okay,
rather than at the beginning. Okay, so the woman is especially attractive. Like on a scale that's just kind of off scale. Okay? Yeah, it's not on a scale. It's off the scale. All right.
Beyond 10.
Yeah, 11. So 11.
Still on the scale, really, but
no, 11.
It's not.
No, it's not on the scale.
Off the scale.
Yeah, it's off the scale. So he is kind of frumpy. Okay? Just that you would not have paired them, but love knows no bounds. So it's fine. So they're looking around like this, and this is my town, it's my stadium, and they've never been. I said, have you been to Yankee Stadium before? It's my first time ever at any sporting event, she replied. So I said, oh, okay, well, that's Babe Ruth's corner, and that's where and I'm doing all this, okay? While I'm saying this, just like this first and a half inning, she's on the Jumbotron. So the left field camera found her. So it's not just because who ends up on the Jumbotron? Really beautiful people and crazy people end up on the Jumbotron, right? People like with their underwear on their head and stuff like that. Okay, so that wasn't just my assessment. The left field camera, 200 yards away, found her, okay? And put her up on the Jumbotron. So she thinks everybody's turn is up. That's because beautiful people don't really know what the world actually is like.
Right.
You know? Okay, wait. So, he pulls out his iPhone. And so I look, because I'm thinking about the iPhone, but I want data. Data not supplied to me by Apple alone. So I lean to him, and I say, how do you like your iPhone? She answers, it's his new girlfriend. And I said, whoa. Okay. So that was a Wednesday. By Monday, I had my iPhone. If he's looking at his iPhone and not her, and she's on the Jumbotron, that's got to be an awesome device.
Wow.
And, okay? So to this day, if I think of this all the time, if I have the opportunity for the time machine that I worked with Stewie to help build, we go back, if I'm going to meet Isaac Newton, I want to bring one thing back, it's going to be the iPhone.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Which generation? You got to take the 4S.
Okay,
you got
I got
to
to take
the most advanced.
So he can meet Siri. Yeah.
I mean, exactly.
Yeah. So totally.
You know, by the way.
No. By the way. Also, don't meme this. I'll be really angry. Okay. So watch.
Memed. It's done. You don't have.
Plus, the iPhone has the correct time, unlike the Android-based phones.
What do you mean?
You don't know this?
Well, I've been using my phone to tell time, and it's an Android device.
So you don't know this?
Explain why I'm always late. That's great.
Yeah, you'd be 15 seconds late every time.
Why?
Well, the bulk of the Androids get their time directly from GPS satellites. And GPS satellites, the system was defined, the timekeeping basis for the GPS satellites was defined up to 1982. And since 1982, 15 leap seconds have been added to civil time. And those leap seconds are not included in the Android timekeeping because they're getting their time directly from GPS. Whereas the iPhone compensates for this, puts the 15 seconds back in, and has therefore the correct time. As a result, most Android phones are exactly 15 minutes too fast. 15 seconds. Did I say minutes all the time?
Yes.
Seconds. 15 seconds too fast.
That's interesting.
And I like having, if I'm going to have a device that's awesome, it's going to have the correct time.
That's your. Wow. You know.
By the way, just check it out. If you have any couples here that have iPhone Android pairings, check it out.
Time has to be set. Should be set automatically, though. We don't. Not if you set it yourself. Has to be set automatically. Yeah. Though 15 seconds in the grand scheme of things, not really that big of a deal.
But still, there's the knowledge that it's wrong, which is upsetting.
That is somewhat upsetting.
By the way, that calls to mind the distinction between precision and accuracy. Those two words have distinct and different meanings in science. Precision is how many decimal places can you represent in your measurement, okay? So let's go to Times Square, and there's a clock that keeps time to a thousandth of a second, so it's like running continuously, all right? It's just a blur. You say, oh, that's a real, that's a high precision clock. What good is it if it's 15 seconds fast? It's completely pointless. Wow. So it's high precision, but low accuracy.
Unless you don't care about those 15 seconds, and then.
So
if you're lazy,
he doesn't care about the 15 seconds.
No, you've opened my mind here. You've cracked it wide open.
Derived from the fact that the gravitational pull of the moon is tugging on our oceans, sloshing them back and forth on the continental shelves, slowing down Earth's rotation in the process, and the response function has the moon spiral away from us several inches per year.
Are we back to talk about the universe? Because I thought we were talking about gadgets.
It all connects.
It's all connected. All right, what's your? How many monitors do you have in your setup?
Okay, so I don't want to make you cry, but I do not even own an iPad.
You own a computer, though.
I don't own an iPad because I carry my 17-inch with me wherever I go.
MacBook Pro.
MacBook Pro.
Are you all Mac?
I've been Mac since perhaps before you were born. Yes.
It's possible. I mean, I think you just said something really flattering to me that I'm super young.
I've been Macing since actually the woman who would become my wife had a Mac 128. And then we upgraded that to the equivalent of the Mac Plus. So you swap out the memory, snip a resistor.
Very romantic.
That was so. Well, she has a PhD in mathematical physics, so that was working. And so, and I've been Macking ever since. And so, yeah.
I mean,
so the thing is, so here's the thing. I got the iPhone. It's this big. If I want to see video, I'll go to my 17-inch. I don't need to go through some intermediate state. And yes, it weighs 7 pounds, but it's not 7 pounds. It's my computer.
You know, I want to.
Someone got the emotion. No, he ain't heavy. He's my brother. It's not It's not 7 pounds. It's my computer. It's just it is of me.
An extension.
Yes. Yes, it is.
This
when
it can be a little uncomfortable.
When this is how I knew. Well, I asked someone what kind of computer they had. Said, well, I don't remember. I said, it must not be a Mac, because you would so know it if it was a Mac. First of all. Second, it's. I found that PC people, when they use their computer, it's like as a tool to enhance their work or whatever. Whereas the Mac, it's not a tool. It just is me. It's part of me.
By the way,
you're
not a
when we're not
spokesperson
together,
for
I
Apple.
think
I just
about.
want to be clear.
I think about being together with it.
You're
when I'm not together, like I miss it now.
Do you need to go back to your computer? Listen, I wish we could keep talking, because I feel like I could spend all night having this conversation. There's so many questions I want to ask you. Will you come back on the show? Because we don't have enough time to ask all of them right now.
I think so.
Will you promise to come back?
I can do that.
Okay, we got to wrap up. Everybody,
Okay,
Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson. And stick around. We have a video here. Yeah, keep it going. Keep it going. Yeah.